to Best Buy, we're buying a flip phone. I've just had it with myself. I've really had it up to here with the screen time, the doom scrolling, feeling like literal garbage, the not getting anything productive done. Documenting myself not following traffic laws and then like almost getting T-boned. Anyways, what was I saying? I'm like a fucking iPad kid and I'm sick of it. Here's the thing. I've done this before. About 10 years ago, I swapped out my iPhone for a Samsung Intensity. Back in the day, those would still work. I don't think like the old flip phones even work anymore. Like our carriers don't even let them happen anymore. I absolutely loved it. I had it for like 2 years. It was everything to me. It changed my life and I really, really loved it. The only reason I switched back to an iPhone is because I moved to a new city for college. You know, I kind of needed it. I needed Uber for rides. I needed Venmo for my roommates. I needed maps because I didn't know where the fuck I was at any given time. So I kind of had to switch back. And I honestly had a mental breakdown when I had to switch back. I like really didn't want to. But flash forward 10 years and now here we are on the iPhone 17 Pro with my job literally being social media and my screen time maxing out at like 8 hours last week.
Bruh.
That's like so disgusting and ridiculous and shameful. Now you might be thinking, okay, but your job is literally social media. Like, how are you going to not have an iPhone? And here's the thing, I have it all thought out. I have it all planned out. And it's actually, if all goes according to my plan, I actually think it's going to help my work. Hear me out. So here's my plan and here's how I think it's going to help my work. First of all, I have a computer and I have an iPad. So anytime I need to post, I can still do that. There's a drastic difference between working on my social media, like the time that I spend on my social media actually doing productive and beneficial work, and then the amount of time that I spend doom scrolling on it. But I'll justify it to myself by calling it work because I opened the app in the first place for a work-related task. So I'll be holding what I am going to be calling office hours, where basically I'm on the internet for a period of time, an intentional period of time, that my computer is open, and then when I'm done with the tasks at hand, I'll close the computer and then I'm off the internet. And I won't be tempted by having my little stupid little brain rot toy right next to me, tempting me at all times to open it back up again. That handles work. One of the most important things in my entire life to me is music. However, that's not going to be an issue either because, like I said, I've done this before and I covered that base the first time around by buying myself a little iPod, and I still have that iPod. I got this light beaming in. And then last but not least, I still will have my like physical iPhone. However, I'm going to delete every single app off of it. It won't have any data. So there's nothing that I can use it for other than my camera, because I'm still going to use it to take all of my pictures. I spent a lot of money on this freaking iPhone and that was the reason why, and I'm not going to let all that money go to waste. Sorry, I should have been holding it like this whole time. So I'm still going to be using my iPhone as my camera, but like I said, all of the apps will be undownloaded from it and it will just be a tool, no longer be poison. I think it's a foolproof plan. I feel like I have it all thought out. It'll obviously be an adjustment learning how to be a full-time social media person without an iPhone, but I'm gonna figure it out and I think it's gonna be really good and I'm really excited for it. And I'm in the Best Buy parking lot right now and I'm gonna go in, so I'm gonna stop talking to you guys because I've definitely said more than enough. So peace and love. I'll update you soon.
All right, let's do this. I'm gonna unbox it, I'm gonna make the switch. I have my computer here because I'm gonna remove myself from all of the group chats that I'm in. I'm gonna remove my phone number and put my email in so that like I still get my group chats. I'll just get them on my computer or whatever because I know that group chats are not gonna work on this guy. Let's open her up. This is the Nokia 2780 Flip. I got it at Best Buy for $99. And to my understanding, you just take the SIM card out of your iPhone and you put it, I need scissors, and put it into this and then it just like immediately starts working. So you can just, you don't have to like go into your carrier and do a whole bunch of nonsense. You literally just switch your SIM card over and then like this is your phone, which also I thought was pretty cool because that means that I can just switch back and forth whenever I feel like it. So I'm not going to do it all the time, but I'll keep this, you know, put away. And if I'm like traveling or, you know, I'm going to do something that I know for a fact I'll probably want internet connection for, I can switch back to my iPhone. Just kind of cool that like if I need to for emergencies or for certain situations, I can just flip the SIM card back over and have my iPhone again. Wow, it's a lot lighter than I thought it was gonna be. I really wanted it in pink, but they didn't have it. So I'm just gonna get a pink case or like bedazzle it. I think I might bedazzle it at some point. Wow, it's so light. Quick guide. Wow, this is not a very quick guide. How do you open the back? Open sesame. I just don't want to like break it. I feel like you probably just pull, but I don't want to fuck it up. There we go. Goodness gracious, that was difficult. And now I'm going to switch my SIM card over and make it official. So here we go. Oh, wait, what? Where's the SIM card? Wait a minute. There used to just be like a little thing that your SIM card was in. Uh-oh. Is there no SIM card in the new iPhones? Let me look it up. There's no SIM card in the new iPhones. Fuck. Why would they remove the SIM card slot? Now I'm like, I have to go into Verizon. This also, ugh. Well, oh, give me a minute while I crash out about this. Okay, hello, it's a little bit later in the day. Basically, it was just slightly more inconvenient than I had originally planned. I had to go into Verizon and I just transferred my phone service over to my flip phone. The lady helping me was really funny. She was like, do you like me to wellness check? Are you okay? Why are you doing this? It's honestly not that big of a deal because I was thinking about it and there's not that many times I'm going to need to go to my iPhone. And if I really do, everywhere has Wi-Fi. Like I could just bring the iPhone with me and probably connect to a Wi-Fi pretty easily. And one of the things I was really worried about was like getting lost and needing maps, but it turns out this flip phone actually has Google Maps. It also has Google. So I have now had this as my phone for the last 3 hours. And let me tell you my experience so far. It's cool, but what I'm noticing is I am having a really hard time receiving text messages on it because all of my friends and family, when they text me, it sends as an iMessage. And I was like, that's not going to be a problem. It'll just convert. Like when it won't deliver, their phone will figure it out and send it automatically as a SMS message. That's like not been happening. My friends texted me like 3 hours ago and I still haven't gotten the text. I'm hoping that eventually the network like catches up to the fact that I don't have an iPhone anymore and it will deliver people's texts, because if not, I'm like never gonna get a text anymore because I can't reach out to like every single person who ever might contact me and let them know, like, make sure your text send green. So I don't know, I'm a little bit worried about that, but whatever. It's not like I'll figure it out. But yeah, that's like the 3-hour update. I'll obviously have to update you once I spend a little bit more time with it as my thing. Like I said, right now, my biggest and kind of only concern is that people are not able to reach me through text messages and they're not going to know that. But in reality, it's like if there was something they absolutely needed to say to me, first of all, it's probably going to be within the small group of people who already know that I'm doing this. If it's not, and there's an actual emergency of some kind, a person can call me if I'm not texting back. Like that's what would happen. So it's really not that big of a concern. It's just the mental phone addiction inside of me being like, oh my God, what if someone's trying to text me and I'm not getting it? It's like, it's probably not that important. Toodles, love you. Welcome to day 3 of having a flip phone. I'm really enjoying myself. I really wanted to do a puzzle. So I went to Goodwill yesterday to try to find a puzzle. And I found this one, which is probably the coolest puzzle I've ever seen in my life. And I didn't even know that until I got home. I saw this picture and I just thought it was a really cool picture, so I got this puzzle. And then when I got home and I opened it, it turns out this puzzle is made of wood. All of the pieces are like solid wood, and it's like really high quality. And then also a bunch of the pieces are like shaped like this is like a wolf. We got a little bear, a little deer. I don't know, there's just all kinds of like really cool shapes. This is like some kind of wacky dude. What other cool ones are there? I don't know, there's an elk. Oh, I like this one because it's a fish, but the actual print on the puzzle piece like perfectly lines up with being the fish. I don't know, I just think it's the coolest puzzle ever. And when I got home and I opened it and I noticed how like crazy all the pieces were, I was like, this has got to be like a pretty high quality puzzle. So I Googled it, and it turns out this puzzle, if you buy it brand new, costs $115. So I don't know what it was doing at Goodwill, but one man's trash is another man's treasure because I'm freaking hyped. I haven't done a puzzle in a really long time and I really love puzzles. Anyways, it's a rainy day. I have myself a little chocolate croissant a little vanilla latte, I got a candle burning, I got some music playing, and I'm gonna do a freaking puzzle. Would I do that if I had an iPhone to scroll on? Honestly, probably not. I honestly probably would be on the couch all day right now. So am I already healing? Listen, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but... Okay, so I have 2 garden beds, and one of them is growing quite nicely, and the other one is not growing at all, and it's because it gets way too much shade. They're right next to each other, but there's this big-ass tree above them, so it actually makes a pretty big difference between how much sun each one gets. And the one that's doing well, that gets an okay amount of sun, is only half full. So I'm going to attempt to transplant some of the plants in the shady bed over to the slightly less shady bed, and hopefully they survive, and hopefully that helps them, because they're literally not growing at all. They're not dying, but they're not growing at all. This is the successful one, and that's the less successful one, so yeah, we're just gonna see what happens. First basil plant. This one's having the hardest time, so I'm moving it first. Alright, there we have it. See, I don't know if you can tell, it's bad cinematography skills, user error, but that one is now empty. For the most part, other than the sprouts, which I can't transplant because I'm not going to transplant root vegetables. It would screw them all up. Now this one has all the herbs. I really need to take a day and just figure out how to use my camera properly. That would be beneficial to my job. But anyways, I'm just going to water these suckers in. Yeah, that was my gardening segment for today. Thanks for joining. Love you. All right, sorry about that. I got a little bit sidetracked talking about the puzzle and my garden. I just have been really embracing the analog lifestyle and kind of forgot that we were talking about the flip phone. Oh, speaking of, I should probably go grab the flip phone. Hold on. Look at my new pink case. Isn't she pretty? I actually haven't looked at this in 4 hours. Anyhoozles, today marks officially 1 week of having this as my phone, and so let's talk about my experience with it so far. To cover the first base, I do think the text message thing got better. I have heard from some people that they're still having a hard time sending me texts, but I am receiving them from most people that I talk to on a regular basis anyways, so I think it's pretty much fine. I'm sure there are some texts floating out there in the air that were meant to get to me that never did, but I don't really care, to be honest. Sitting in this hot sun was maybe not the best idea. Should I move? Yeah, I feel like that's better. Anyways, as I was saying, the text message thing is not that big of a concern to me, to be honest. My bigger concern was the transition into running and operating my business when not having an iPhone. And to be so completely honest, I don't feel like I've noticed that big of a difference. I'm still working out the kinks and completely organizing the schedule of how I'm gonna be doing this, when I'm allowed on the screen and when I'm not. And it's I might need to give more of a month update than a week update to totally cover all of that ground. But so far, the way that I have it worked out is on Mondays, I take my phone out of the drawer and I do a photo shoot for the entire week that will take pictures of multiple different crochet pieces that I plan on posting throughout the week, and maybe some reels or whatever. So that's the bulk of my phone time is on Monday, just for content collection. I'm not on social media or anything. I'm really not even looking at the screen. I'm just putting it on a tripod and pressing camera and letting it just continuously take pictures so that I can content farm for the week. And then I spend some time on the screen going through the pictures and editing them and scheduling the posts and stuff. And then that's that. And then I don't really have to open social media for the rest of the week because I have all of my content planned and scheduled. So then my phone will go back in the drawer and I won't grab the phone anymore. And instead I will just open my computer in the morning and check any messages on Etsy and Instagram and whatever, respond to people that need responses. And then I'll close the computer and then I'm pretty much done on my screens. And it's kind of blowing my mind how little amount of time needs to be spent on a screen to have your job be social media. Like I was saying, I feel like I justified a lot of times saying it was my job. And so I thought that having a job related to social media meant that you're always on social media. But to be honest, most of that time is spent taking pictures, scheduling the content, like I said, but I do that all in one day. And then like that's pretty much it. And the rest of my time can be spent on arts and crafts, like doing my actual crochet projects. That's like the basis of my work. Yeah, that's my week one experience. It's honestly not that difficult to transition my social media job into like not being on social media. So that's been pretty cool. And other than that, I haven't really noticed a huge difference in like myself, because I kind of realized that I think as far as screen time goes, I don't think I was like astronomically terrible. I think it was more time than I wanted to be spending, but I looked back and honestly, like my daily average was like 4 hours a day, which is again far too much for me and for my liking. But I think like that's not that much time to make up for. Now that like I don't have that scrolling time, it's not like I'm like, oh my god, I have no idea what to do with myself for the entire day. It's like I can do my laundry and work on my crochet a little bit, and then like boom, that time has been filled. So I haven't noticed a huge difference in like boredom or needing to figure out ways to occupy myself. I've been puzzling, gardening, crocheting. I do those things anyways, though, other than the puzzling. So I'm just kind of surprised. I honestly don't feel like my lifestyle has changed all that much, which is a pleasant surprise because I was worried I was going to go through like a withdrawal period, and I certainly haven't. So yeah, I don't know if like the conclusion of this is satisfactory. I don't know if if you guys were expecting like a huge drastic change. Again, it's only been a week. I can do a further along update later. It kind of just feels chill and normal and relaxing and peaceful and not that huge of a difference. So sorry if that's anticlimactic, but maybe you shouldn't think of it as anticlimactic. Maybe you should think of it as encouraging. The fact that honestly, it's not that big of a difference in your life. Like it's not scary to get rid of your iPhone. Oh, that's another thing I did want to say is one of the biggest things I noticed is I kind of realized that it's not me. It's literally the phone. Like the fact that I was always on that screen, I am realizing was not my fault, because now that it's away and it's not in front of me, I have absolutely no desire. I don't miss it. I don't think about it. So I don't think it was like as much of a addiction as it was that it was just like it's built to keep you on it. If it's sitting there, you're going to be on it. It's built like a slot machine. It's constantly dinging and ringing and lighting up and flashing. And once you open it, there's a million distractions to keep you on it. And so basically what I'm saying is it's the phone's fault. It's not your fault. If you put it away and you don't look at it, I honestly think that it's not that hard to forget about it entirely. So don't blame yourself, blame the phone, and out of sight, out of mind. And that's honestly, I feel like all I really have to say. This is kind of a pointless video anyways. I just like felt like documenting it for whatever reason. But yeah, I love you, and call me, beat me. If you want to reach me, you can text or call. That's the only way. And now we can get back to a regularly scheduled crochet content, because I know that's what's actually important to everybody on this channel, and no one cares about this kind of stuff. Maybe a little bit. Some of you guys do. I like you guys comment and are like, stop saying we don't care, because we do care. Like, stop putting words in our mouth. So sorry for doing that. But it's silly to me to make these kind of videos, because like, who cares? I just have fun with it. I do it because I have fun, and then I'm pleasantly surprised when you guys enjoy them. So there's fewer of you who watch these ones, but you guys are the cool ones. So love you very much, and I'll see you later with more relevant content. Toodles.